Yo, 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 and welcome back to the Banter Boys podcast. My name is Sanji. With me is Ryan. How are you doing, boy?
Welcome. I am good, man. Had a couple drinks, but had enough time to sober up, so I'm good to go.
Ugh, well, now we gotta cancel the pod.
I mean, do you ever truly sober up?
That is true. Are you ever sober? That's the question.
True point. Good point.
Love to see that you've still got your tree up, even though it's a fake tree.
Yeah. I actually did not put up a tree this year.
What? How come?
Because I am flying to Jamaica Tuesday. And we had just gotten back from vacation on whatever day it was in December. So we were like, it's too short.
Yeah.
Too much effort.
Is Jamaica vacation as well?
For the first 2 days and then work for the next 6 or so.
Okay.
It's like a week.
You're still going to flex with a beach picture though, I hope.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah. Nice, man. How was Christmas?
Good. Somewhat quieter than usual. But
yeah,
welcome quiet.
Yeah. What did Santa get you?
What did he get me? Can't recall.
We can finally reveal what we did for our mods, by the way.
Oh, we should.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you do the honors.
So we tricked our mods under the pretense that we were going to run a secret Santa and got their names, addresses, t-shirt sizes, and then we ordered them a mystery kit. And you also sent them, I guess, a panini card.
Yeah, with some signed, personalized... some handwritten personalized notes that we made. Yeah. They pulled some absolute fire kits, by the way.
Yo.
Like, who gets a Real Madrid jersey for whatever we paid?
I know, right?
It's definitely not regular price, I'll tell you that much. But that's a crazy pull. Yeah. The lads were over the moon. But again, it was the least that we could do. These guys basically work for us for nothing, right? Work for us, but they basically help us run the Discord, help us maintain the Discord. So any of you guys that are listening to this pod and that are in the Discord, listen, these guys do most of the work, right? We just show up, crack a few jokes here and there, insult some people, give some bad advice. Unfortunately, it didn't work with George. He got saved by stats corrections.
I know, right? That was a massive correction too. How do you go from being down by 0.25 to up by like over 3 points?
Yeah, massively. Like, I'm almost tempted to like recheck my IGL score. Like, did I lose? Because I was only ahead by like 5 points or something. But yeah. I mean, okay, so like, I guess context for, I'm going to definitely include that soundbite from before, but context for people, I guess, that don't know how we edit this pod or whatever. We basically, had to stop the pod for like a few minutes because, as always, I lost power where I am. God. This stuff reminds me of Trinidad, to be honest.
It should. It really should. At least you guys are planned and ready for it. So.
Yeah. With solar powered backup batteries and all kind of shit like that. Back home you just wing it, right? Drink.
Correct.
Pour a drink, I think.
Candlelight and drinks.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I think what we'll do is let's get down to biz because it's a quick turnaround. Like the game we just ended, it's just starting. I've literally not been able to watch any football, I want to say. To be fair, I was up like late last night watching the games, but we'll get into that with league updates and stuff like that. But for those that are new to the podcast, welcome. We are the Banter Boys Pod. We are Default Fan Tracks Podcast. So you're listening to the regular version. We typically do 2 pods per week. So this one is the free one. It's the more fun one, I'd say. More vibes, more banter. We kind of just catch up, with regular football events. So typically how these pods go is that we have two halves. In the first half, we do a data dump. So we look back at the previous scoring game week, which would have been game week 18. We just discuss the default scoring categories. And then we do a league update section. So we catch up in our leagues, see how we've done, and we moves that we're considering making, regrets that we had in the game week. Then we take our halftime pint. And then in the second half of the pod, we take questions that we get from our Discord community, sometimes Twitter, X, Blue Sky, all that sort of jazz. But like I mentioned, this is the regular free pod. If you want extra content, we usually typically put out a waiver pod, which I've not done yet. I'm probably going to do later today or something like that. Should be a quick one. And yeah, you'll find that on Patreon for the low price of at least $1 a month. Other than that, what I'll quickly get Ross to do is social plugs. So Ross, please do your thing right here.
Yeah, for sure. So you can message us on Twitter and Instagram. Our handles at BantaB. On Discord in the Draft PL channel, Banta Boys #6585. On Reddit, /Banta_Boys. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube, all under the name of Banta Boys.
Okay, so hopefully you've listened to us. If you're listening to us on Spotify, we truly appreciate if you can go to our main page. Just click our actual podcast. That should take you to the landing page on Spotify. And then you're able to give us a rating. 5 stars would be most welcome. Feel free to leave a comment as well. And if you're listening to us on YouTube, you can also follow us there. Hit the subscribe button so that you're notified anytime we release an episode. And if you can give the video a thumbs up, again, leave a comment. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like. We probably listened to the first part, not the second part. That should be all the biz, I think. You know, I still not done all that sports social shit to put our ads in, by the way. Not had time. People keep coming over. I don't understand it.
It's just the culture.
Yeah. Love the culture. We were talking about it off air, right? It's what Trinidad should have been, or should be, or maybe it'll go back. Who knows?
Never. Too much crime and drugs, but that it still means it's a great place to live. Just avoid those hot spot areas.
Yeah, that's true. All right, what a great note to start the podcast on.
I know, right? It was somber. Guys, great place to visit. Come visit.
Yeah. Come for the food, the carnival, the music, the people.
Yeah. And never leave.
Yeah, never leave. Literally. All right, let's get started.
Ay, 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 ay. Fantasy with the Banta Boys.
All right, so starting with the data dump. So the highest number of key passes recorded in Game Week 18 was 7 by Phil Foden. Then 5 by Gruda from Brighton. He got that in 66 minutes. And then 4 key passes by Cook, Mateus Fernandes, who played 72 minutes. And then Isak and Iwobi. Thoughts, Ryan?
Is Foden back? Do we think so?
Oh, he's definitely back. Yeah, he's definitely back. He passed the eye test. I thought so. Thought
he did last week too, but yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. City still looked unimpressive.
You know who's not back?
Erling.
Man's busy being humble, bro.
Yo, Miss Pen.
I've never seen karma slap that hard.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, I don't know. I'm still up in the air about Foden. But I mean, the fixtures are easy from here on for a little bit. So, I expect him to tick along nicely.
Yeah. By the way, remember the prediction stuff that we did from Sweetness Book Boss, man? He's been tracking it. So currently, I think you're winning at the moment.
Okay.
Because I think I had Everton to win the game. Or apparently that's what Sweetness Book Bossman said. And you had them to draw. So,
true.
Very good call. Very good call.
Nice. Yeah, again, it's just, what is this city? Oh, Foden got a yellow card, didn't he?
Oh, wow. He went off. He got 15 then ghosts or something like that, I think.
I think 16, because I think he ended on 14 or whatever it was.
Okay. Yeah, he might be back.
But the rest of the list, so Gruda, surprise inclusion, I guess.
So, John, our Villa rep guy, called him White Adama.
Fair enough.
He looked good though.
Yeah. And solid goal score, man.
Yeah. He took a set piece as well. At one point,
Okay.
decent free kick just outside the box, on target. Yeah, I mean, he produced some really good ghost points, but that game was fairly open, I would say. For 0-0.
Very open. Excuse me. Very, very open.
Yeah.
I think Cook is a surprise inclusion here, but I don't expect to see him here that often.
Yeah. Agreed.
Isak will be fine, but I want to talk about Southampton or Mateus Fernandes in particular. Like, do we think certain players get a lot more output now under new management?
I mean, Tall Paul did.
Tall Paul, Mateus had a great game. Sugawara had a good game before going off.
Kyle Walker-Peters.
Yeah, it seems like we might have some bargain assets. Bargain because they should be widely available.
Yeah.
If new management keeps this up, I guess.
Yeah. I listen, if Tall Paul's doing Benteke things, I'm there.
Yeah, 10 aerials. And
Love to see that. Yeah.
I didn't even know Kyle Walker-Peters smashed it.
Yeah. I think he did. I think he was one of the better ghosting players.
13.
Yeah. Because from what I understand, they went like 3-4-1-2 or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I think from what I've read in the Discord and stuff like that, Juric, their new manager, is very much like a cross into the box for a really big guy. So Tall Paul might be here to stay.
That is great news because he should be very much free in most leagues.
Yeah, and I think people might be scrambling a little bit for a forward through right now.
Yeah. I mean, so many injuries, right? Like,
oh my God, so many injuries, dude. Like 2 goalkeepers, Kilman went off.
Yeah. And that goes alongside, I guess, the likes of Welbeck and whoever else.
Yeah. Lots of injuries. So like the Mateus thing, I think it's also a combination of just West Ham kind of enable midfielders, I think, or players to score points against them.
That is true as well.
So I think it's a combination of both, but Mateus has always been like one of the best options to go for from Southampton. So it's no surprise that he did well. The only surprise, I guess, is the fact that he only played 72 minutes.
True. I thought he would have went the distance. But
yeah.
But okay, we're saying West Ham are good to get points against. Southampton used to be that as well, but they were pretty more composed this time, right? Like, it's not like anyone from West Ham really went off.
Yeah, Bowen didn't get points until he actually scored the goal.
Fulkrug barely got anything beyond this assistant key pass.
Yeah. I mean, Southampton's still losing, but just not losing as badly as they did under what's his face? My God, I've already forgotten his name. Russell Martin. He was only gone a few weeks ago. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if that Southampton Crystal Palace game is going to be a bit more unpredictable than we thought.
Could be, It's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah. Okay, cool. let's move on to shots and how many were on target. So the highest number of shots recorded in Game Week 18 was 8 by Enciso. He had 3 of them on target. Got taken off in the 77th minute. Onuachu attempted 8 shots as well, 2 on target. Then the next highest number was 7 by Savinho from Man City. He had 3 of his 7 on target. And then, like we just mentioned, Bowen, he had 6 shots attempted and only 1 on target. Thoughts, Ryan?
Yeah, so Enciso, where did he come from? But what a ghost. Well, I actually don't want to credit him like for a great game, because he was putting in a lot of easy saves for Fabianski and Flecken and Vlad after Flecken went off. But
yeah,
I guess that is kind of what you want from your asset. Like, trigger happy, getting them on target. Paul, big tall Paul, his hair as well. So it just highlights that he has multiple avenues to himself. The aerials, the shots, hopefully he gets a bit more on target in the coming days. Savinho, 20 points, pure ghost. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, double digits is a goal. Double 10 points is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, this just reminds me of the Perfect 11 that happened on Boxing Day as well. Shout out to our very own Mr. Chickens,
Yo.
Ben. Congratulations on your title.
He won it by like a margin too.
Yeah.
I would say anything in excess of 5-point win in Perfect 11 is a big win.
Yeah, and we know how much he won because he donated all of it to our Patreon. I mean, speaking of Enciso, before I let you mention Bowen as well, Enciso was, yes, greedy, but very wasteful.
Extremely.
And he had all of his shots basically in the first half and nothing after.
Oh, he did nothing in the second half.
Nope. So his shots all came. So you can pull this up on like SofaScore, for example. You can pull up like the shot map and whatnot, and it sees the timing on all the shots. 4th minute, 5th minute, 9th minute, 13th, 22nd, 30th, 38th, 39th, and that was it.
I mean, the game was done then. What are you talking about?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Other than that, like we mentioned Bowen as well, just the 1 on target is really surprising for me.
Same. And I don't know if to credit that to Southampton. I didn't watch that game. Or if to
Same.
just,
Yeah.
chalk it up to Bowen having a quote-unquote off day.
Yeah. There's a lot. I still have to catch up on all the highlights and shit like that, to be honest. It's just like, because the games are so quick turnaround and like people are on vacation and you're kind of like, I feel like forced to spend time with family is a bad thing to say, but when you're like, when you love football this much, it does feel like sometimes, okay, I kind of want to watch some footy. Like,
Yeah.
So again, with we were saying like, does West Ham just kind of enable assets as well? Like, 8 shots for Tall Paul is quite a lot, man. I wonder how many of those were headers.
I was wondering the same thing, because I am probably going to waiver him in a few leagues. Well, maybe at least one. I just want to know, can I roll him out every game week, or should I just target those that are horrible at set pieces, or what?
Yeah. I guess I should probably ask you, how much are you gonna spend on Tall Paul? Because you are way more reasonable with your fab spending than I am.
I'm not gonna go crazy. No more than 2-3 fab max.
Okay.
It's still Southampton at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true. So I think, again, like I was mentioning, the heat map stuff or the shot map or whatever for Tall Paul. I'm just like quickly scanning through it. Guess how many of those shots that he had was with his feet?
2.
1.
What?
So it's literally they're just crossing to him is what I would just understand from the numbers. And all the aerials that he was probably winning was just shots.
Well, that makes sense because if you look at the accurate crosses, Sugawara's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
So we might have to go back to Suggs and Kyle Walker Peters as like defender 5s, defender 6s in
Yeah.
nice fixtures.
I'm on board.
Yeah. I think so am I. Okay, cool. Next category. Accurate crosses into the box. Wait, unless you wanted to, did you want to touch anything else on shots?
I
No.
just do want to mention that Tall Paul missed, what was it, 3 big chances? That's a bit
Oh
much.
wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot. Yeah, I mean, Southampton in general, I think, had 4 big chances. And I'm curious whether... Because Kilman came off injured early, right?
Yes,
So
he
I'm just
did.
wondering if that also massively hampers West Ham. Because Kilman, we talked about it last pod, he's been ghosting like a madman. And now are they just kind of a team to target?
True. Good point.
Yeah. Cool. Next category, accurate crosses into the box. Highest number was 3 by T-Bebe, Robinson, and Sugawara, like we just mentioned. But he came off in the 60th minute. Thoughts, Ryan?
I think Trent, Anthony, pretty standard on this list now. But Sugawara, just, probably free in your league. Could have a lot of upside under this new management. And, I mean, he was exciting us at the beginning of the season, so no reason I wouldn't stash if you have a space. Like you said, during the easy fixtures, they're easily worth rolling out.
Yeah. Like, I mean, for example, I think you own Spence as well, right? In
I
one
do
league?
own Jet Spence.
That's an easy swap for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Cool. Extra categories. So tackles 1, the highest number was 5 by Howson from Bournemouth. Dispossessions a high of 6 by Cunha, bastard. Interceptions a high of 5 by Doherty and Wolfenden, the Ipswich centre back. Clearances there was a high of 10 by Murillo and Tarkowski. Successful dribbles there was a high of 7 by Savio. Aerials there was a high of 10 by Tall Paul Onuachu. And block shots there was a high of 3 by Bednarak, Murillo, and Tarkowski. Thoughts, Ryan?
Savio, Savinho again, highlighting where
Yeah.
he got his points from. A lot of successful dribbles. Interesting to see both Murillo and Tarkowski on the clearance and block shots list.
Yeah.
But Murillo ghosted like a madman, and Taco did, I guess, Taco things.
Yeah, Murillo is really... I mean, last season, he was like OOP or whatever, right? I think he was
Yes,
a mid
a mid.
playing in defense. And the points weren't really like screaming, oh, let's roster him or whatever. He was always free, I think, in most leagues. But this season, I think, like, Forest in a whole, like, massively stepped up. We keep, praising them or whatever. But yeah, I feel like he's kind of gone under the radar as an asset to own this season.
He has, I think, because most people probably ranked him as the 4th, best asset. It was Moreno, now it's Nico again, but Aina is probably number 1, Milenkovic was probably number 2, and then the likes of Nico Moreno. But Murillo's a mainstay, right? Like, he is guaranteed minutes.
Yeah.
The fixtures turn easy now.
Yeah.
He's going to tick along.
Yeah. I'd fancy trying to trade him in, or any of the Forest defenders, really. I think they've proven how good they are.
I agree, and I'm really annoyed that we owned so many, not just Milenkovic or Aina, in all our leagues, and I just think Nico now and Dino.
Yeah. I mean, in Dino it's like hard to drop because like
Correct.
the waiver pool is so thin and whatnot. But I mean, dropping Milenkovic, massive regret again. He's continuing to punish, and yeah, I think if Nico's free in your leagues, you grab him. Like, yes, we do have a little bit of a concern that the ghosts aren't really there because you take away the clean sheet, just show us like what 5-6 points or something like that. But I think you just gotta accept that the probability of them getting a clean sheet is higher than most teams.
I agree.
Yeah. A team to really, really, really consider, man. Doherty, great game.
Yeah, it wasn't relying on the assist anymore, right? Like,
Yeah.
actually ghosted.
Yeah. I think he ended on 16, 17 points or something by the end of it.
Yeah, 15 point something or 16, somewhere there.
Yeah.
Helped me in one of my leagues.
Yeah, that's another asset that I would want to be trying to get somewhere. If they're gonna continue with that wingback system as well over there.
Agreed.
It's kind of nice. Like I feel like we're entering a time of the season where it almost feels like a bit of nostalgia is kicking in with some of the assets and the way points are coming in for new talents, etc.
It kind of highlights that you can't write anyone off, at least. Like, yeah, maybe they didn't work well in the previous team or dynamic, or maybe they were dropped to the bench, but now that they're back, they're quality players.
Yeah, I mean we've said it. People sometimes are way too reactionary in this space.
Us included, right?
Yeah, obviously. And it's a bit of a self-check or whatever, reminder for ourselves that give it some time. Good assets can sometimes still be good, and good assets can sometimes have bad days. They're human.
Yeah.
So
Good point.
cool. Other than that, I think everything else is fairly standard. I still hate Cunha. Can't believe that the ban hasn't been administered. I don't think it's ever coming at this point.
I am not going to comment. I am annoyed as much as you are, but you know what? Karma. Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. All right, let's move on to our next segment then. The league updates. All right, Ryan, talk to me. How did game week 18 go?
I finally did it. Finally went 6 for 6 in
Hey!
wins in all my leagues. I know, right? Usually Boxing Day is actually a bad game week for me, so happy for the reversal. Even FPL went pretty decent. Let's go through the community leagues, I guess. The rare 2 out of 2. IGL, I won 93 versus 83, so it was close.
Yeah.
I had 2 red cards in my lineup. It was Duran and Spence. And I was quite annoyed going into, I guess, the final day because we were matched. And I had likes of Leaf and Damsgaard versus his Mbuemo. But, man, they smashed it compared to Mbuemo's quiet game. Like,
Yeah.
Brighton dominated that game, so it really played into my favor, I guess.
Yeah, especially first half. They went
Yeah.
off first half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game week good was grabbing and playing McAllister, the double assists. He looks like he's really back. I know we've discussed it.
Yeah.
But when he's performing like this, it's like he's getting better and better as well. Enzo doing Enzo things at this point, just ghosting. Jacob Murphy still ticking along. And, Dubravka in goal being solid again. Not much without the clean sheet, but, they're getting the clean sheet, so I'll take it. Game week regrets? Not that many, actually. I did play Luis Diaz, thinking he'll come off the bench and do well. He got me a big fat nothing. But if I look at my bench, I had nobody really as an option. I'm still obviously stashing Saka there. Madueke didn't play either, so I was kind of hands tied in what I could do, I guess. Rostican. Oh, I forgot to talk about Munoz, yo. Massive game week from Munoz.
What a god.
But roster concerns, Not that many, if Damsgaard is still performing to this level. But I guess up front with John Duran in suspended, I would need a new forward. I did roll out Enes Unal here, and he did all right. But I would need to rely on probably Jimenez or Rodrigo Gomes to get enough playing time. And Jimmy's spot looks at risk now. Like, Muniz came on again and scored.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Tall Paul's your answer, probably.
I think so. So I guess I do need to put in a decent sized bid. You know who else I'm eyeing up? Daka. Daka's free in a lot of my leagues. Granted, he didn't do shit this game week, but it was Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, eye test wise, it felt like he potentially had two chances. One, he completely fluffed, and the other one, Mavididi kind of played the ball behind him when he was in the box.
Right.
And you shouted for Daka last pod as well, and
I did.
He started,
But 0.25 is not a good look.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
He is up against City next, but like we've come to not respect City anymore, so I'm okay with that.
I take that punt.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
probably bid on both Onuachu and Daka, and hope they can solve my forward problems there. But that's IGL, DPL. No red cards in this one. Go for it.
One thing before you move on, I just three things that came to mind as you were mentioning your team. So one thing, you talk about dubs and the clean sheets. I mean, Newcastle are purring at the moment. You look at the last 4 games, if you make a form table, they're second overall. Like, they're really, really turning it on at the moment.
Right.
Forest are actually top of that table.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Then you got Liverpool, Arsenal, Bournemouth. But the other thing I wanted to mention as well, there's 2 more things actually. McAllister turning around this time of the season. I feel like it's happened last season exactly around this point as well. Like, it got to such a bad point, everyone lost patience and faith in him. And then, he turned it on, like, as all world-class players do.
Yep.
And then the final point I wanted to mention, shit, now I'm blanking on the final point. I should have just written it down. God damn it. There's the final
Duran?
Oh, right. Leaf Davis.
Ooh.
A lot of people are asking in our Discord, hey, should we drop Leaf? I'm kind of running out of patience with him. What are we going to do?
So he's not a drop in my books.
Agreed.
He still has ghost potential. He was doing fine this game week and then got the yellow card that pegged them down a little bit. But it's tough opposition as well, right? Like, it's not like every week he's going to be up against Arsenal. I know the fixtures aren't good for quite some time. Like, you got Chelsea, Fulham, Brighton, City, Liverpool. But then they turn again, and then you got the likes of Southampton, Aston Villa, Spurs, United, Palace, which I'll roll him out versus any of those.
I'm assuming he still has set monopoly for Ipswich, right?
I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention to them this game week, but I would hope so. And he's still like involved in the attack, in the build-up, and he was pegged back a good bit by Arsenal, of course. Yeah. But I think he's a quality asset. I'm happy to hold. And like we said last week, you just don't roll him out in tough fixtures like this.
Yeah. So, but that's all I kind of want to mention about your IGL. I felt like it was just points to kind of mention, discuss, etc.
Yeah.
But what's up with DPL?
So the rare win in DPL put me at the massive 10th place from 10th place.
Very nice.
So the game week good was Matt Doherty, Saliba ghosting very well this game week, more than he usually would. Damsgaard again, Enzo again, but also my surprise pickup of full Krug and just rolling him out versus pure fixture play against Southampton. It worked well enough. I mean, I want to say nothing until that assist, but yeah, I'll take it. And then just dubs in goal. Game week regret. Rolling. Well, I guess not so much a regret because anytime Trips is in the starting lineup, I will go grab him, start him. But I had a decision between Trips and Fabian Schär.
Mm.
And Schär he's been ghosting better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually shocked someone dropped him. And
Oh, wow.
I picked him up for free, not even I had to bid.
Yeah.
Because I missed waivers in this league. But yeah, with the form Newcastle is in, I'm happy to own both. If Trips is getting steady minutes, happy to hold. If he isn't, I'm going to drop. Because I did drop him before this game week.
Yeah.
Regrets. Are there regrets? Not really. I almost got myself into trouble because Soboslai did not start. But I did end up having to pick up, a United player in Ugarte. Didn't get much from him, but that's fine. He's streamable. So roster concerns is I have a good few people I can probably chop and change. And I guess I still have a similar type forward issue here because if I'm rolling out Fulkrug, who's not guaranteed minutes, Rodrigo Gomes is on my bench, and Solanke, who cannot ghost. I mean, one great game and then back to his negative point self. Tall Paul. Tall Paul it is.
What's baffling about Solanke is like Spurs are a team that love to score goals, but Solanke is barely getting points from these hauls.
It's so annoying, man. Like, it's the João Pedro current. Like he's not even getting that much ghost compared to the regs of Brighton.
Yeah,
but he really needs to like turn it on, or I am going to be trading him out.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I was on the verge of trading out Brennan as well, right? He seemed like he was very goal dependent.
And then
he got the one good ghost game, but I'm still like now wondering, hey, now do I use this opportunity to trade him?
True.
Yeah,
I get it.
But you said to hold, so I'm trying to be patient.
Fair. But that's my league updates. How did yours go?
So for me, I got I think won almost every league except lifestyle league. That is just I'm doomed to finish at the bottom with Robbie. I'm just keeping him company. But in terms of the focus of the leagues for this pod, we'll start with IGL. So stat corrections did happen. My opponent got a few more points, but it still wasn't good enough. I won 84 to 81.
Ooh.
A bit too close for my liking. Yeah, exactly. So the I guess standouts were Tarkowski, Bowen, Iwobi, and Mo Salah. Just Mo, man. Man won't stop.
Really can't stop. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Like the game week looks absolutely dire. Because I had the likes of Tosin's 1 point, Jed Spence Fat 0 because of his red card. Guedes, we talked about his inability to ghost, and he did exactly that with -1. João Gomes continues to troll me with his 3.5 points, throw a yellow card in there. Nico didn't have a great game as well. So yeah, Mo basically pulled me out of a massive hole. But I think I was massively helped with a bit of luck on my side, right? I came up against Solanke. I came up against a red-carded Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, he had a double United defense as well. So that annoying Huang goal at the end,
right?
It actually helped because you get the -4, right? So yeah. I mean, it's in terms of the regrets, I guess we were discussing on the voice channel, should I go Mavropanos as the part of the double up, right? Because my opponent had Kilman, I had Fabianski, and it's funny that both of them got injured and came off, whereas Mavropanos saw the full game. You can't write this shit.
You really can't.
Right? Yeah, it's honestly crazy. But in terms of the roster concerns, I've got a lot to change basically, right? Because now I've lost my keeper. Tosin's one-off game is putting me in like slight concern sort of thing. So I feel like now he isn't like a prime defender. Not I'm gonna drop, but it's just like maybe I should be looking somewhere else for a bit of solidity. Lewis Dunk, who I grabbed as a late streamer, I'm not gonna keep him. He was doing my head in because the games are so late here in India. I was up until like 3-4 a.m. watching the games. And I'm just there watching everyone else get ghost points except Dunk. Like
He didn't
I
get his first ghost point until like way into that game.
like 88th minute or
I wanna
80th
say
minute or some shit like that.
Past 80 for sure.
Yeah, exactly. To end on 8.75 with a clean sheet, like literally everyone else got ghost points. I think Ben Mee got subbed early and got the clean sheet and all that sort of
he
shit.
did.
Like, yeah, it's mental. Spence got sent off. McNeil is still missing in action. I don't think I can rely on starting Guedes so easily. I mean, I probably will because they're facing Spurs and Spurs are just like really terrible right now. Because I think like Bissouma's playing centre back for them or whatnot. So I might give him and Zhao one more chance in that sense. But yeah, it's not looking great to say the least, right? Because I'm carrying a dead Ethan Pinnock. Strand has stopped scoring points now. Rodrigo Gomes got benched. I need to stop benching Timothy Castagne. That's what I need to do.
Yeah, yo. Roll him out like Anthony.
Yeah, honestly, he's surprising managers if you roster him anywhere. And we can't really chat waiver picks because everything's clearing later tonight or today. All leagues at the same time. So hopefully this comes out to you at the I guess in time. Make sure you're placing all your bids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
DPL, like you mentioned, the surprise win. 124-56. So I think I came up against a manager that has somewhat downed his tools a bit. Like I think he's bottom of our league or whatnot. His roster isn't that good as well, to be honest. So it kind of did help getting that win or easy blowouts over the line. But in terms of highlights, I guess standouts were Kirkez, Bournemouth defense continuing to do well. Munoz, we talked about how good he is. Enzo, Iwobi. I grabbed Mac here as well for like one fab. And Njai. Love Njai. I feel like he gets a lot of flack. I know he plays on a shit team. He isn't your forward one. He isn't your forward two. But he's easy on the eye, man. He looks really, really good every time I watch him play football.
Yeah, and you called it like as well. You said it's City, don't respect them. He's probably going to get something here. So said, so done.
Yeah, he should have hauled against Chelsea when we played. I thought we were very lucky to not concede from Everton and from him itself. Like Tosin made a big block at him in the last few minutes of that game. So yeah, I was going based off eye test, man, and I was just like, I think he's gonna cook. So he cooked. Regrets. So I guess I had a bit of nervousness because it's like the congested period of the season. I was kind of going with my sure starters versus waiting until the late fixtures. Just because I was worried about availability of assets and stuff like that. So I would have benched the likes of Enciso in this game, Damsgaard in this game, and played the likes of Guedes, right? So a bit of regret there. But can't beat myself up too much. Got the win. In terms of roster concerns, I'm not sure actually. It feels like my DPL squad has kind of gotten to a much better point, like making these odd waiver grabs every couple of game weeks. Like I'm talking about like Enzo, now McAllister. I feel like my midfield is now really, really solid that I can carry the likes of Garnacho. Maybe my forwards are still a bit of a concern because I've got Rodrigo Gomes and Nkunku, Guedes, BJ, and Njai. Though I'm expecting the start from Nkunku this game week, by the way.
Nice. Okay. I get why.
Yeah.
I guess I was gonna say that similar thing is on my end on DPL as well. Like my squad was grim. Then the injury to Saka makes Martinelli a bit more nail now. And I ended up grabbing, Fabian Schär, who I trust as a defender. Um, I still need to fix the forwards, but like the rest of the team is rounded out nicely now. I don't need to worry.
Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, if I had to have a worry, it is, I got to replace Fabianski here, but my defense it's a solid 3, but it's only 3. That's my concern.
Okay,
It's Kirkez, Munoz, Mikolenko. I think they always play, right? And they all have the ability to ghost well.
I've been benching Miko myself, yo.
Really? How come?
Yeah. Because it's the like of Doherty, Saliba, Trips Share. I'm running too many defenders here and Leaf, so...
Oh, yeah, you got mad options. Right?
Yeah.
I'm rolling him out because of necessity, and the 4 points is just down a bit by the yellow card that he received. So
Correct, which highlights that he's good enough to go out every week.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need the clean sheet. It just helps.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like we mentioned, waivers will clear later. So I think what we'll do is take our halftime pint. And then we will be back after the break with some questions. So we'll see you in a bit. And we are back. Any plans for New Year's? Oh wait, we're gonna pod again, right? For the next game week, we got a couple of days off, I think.
We have a while after, right? Like till this 14th or so.
Oh no. From now, so game week 29 starts on the 29th. It goes until New Year's Day, and then after that we've got Jan 4th. So we got a couple of days between the 1st and the 4th.
I'll be in Jamaica, so I don't think I'll be able to.
Okay. Might
but
have
that
to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my New Year's plans actually, because I'm going over from 31st morning. So, just gonna be at the hotel. They're throwing some kind of like fireworks, somewhat music, live music or something. That's my plan. Just keep it chill. I did consider the Vibes Cartel concert that he's throwing, but I heard from a few people in Jamaica that they think it's going to be a bit sketchy. So I was like, okay. Not going to start with my
your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Possibly dead.
Right?
Yeah, okay. I'll have to find someone. Maybe one of the mods or something like can step in for that. Any resolutions for the new year?
Make money.
Yay!
I don't know.
I agree with that.
I think I need to... I've been slipping in terms of fitness the past 4 months. I just need to get back on eating healthier, cutting out some sugar, and then just doing some cardio again, man.
Yeah, same. It's just been hectic, man. It always happens this time of the year, and it's not helped by the festivities with the boozing and the
food
unhealthy eating. Yeah. So gotta up the protein, like you said, drop the sugar. Maybe drop some the alcohol as well for a bit. That always helps.
I mean,
it's hard, but it helps.
It does. But it's coming into carnival, so it's like,
Yeah. Wait, are you gonna celebrate carnival?
No, I'm not playing Mass this year, but, well, I don't know. My girlfriend has a costume, I don't. So, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, you don't really need to buy one to partake in the time of the year, so, yeah.
You don't.
Okay, cool. Let's jump into some questions then. Why don't you kick us off, Ran?
Alright, the first one is from Andrew, one of our mods. He's asking, Sanji, you've lived in a few places or countries. Which is your favorite?
I really liked Barbados.
Okay.
I mean, you lived there as well. You met some of my high school friends, now somewhat mutual friends, like Kevon and all of them.
Yeah, good people. I think my issue with Barbados is it never felt like home. But I guess you were there in your early teens.
Yeah. But
so
I agree. Didn't feel like home.
Oh, really? I thought you would have said it.
I mean, yes and no, in the sense that, after, Trinidad will always be home in terms of like the food that you can get there versus the food in Barbados. Not saying the food in Barbados is bad. It's just, I prefer foods with that test my palate. Let's put
Right.
it that way.
Right.
The music is also slightly different. The people are slightly different. The parties are slightly different.
It's all of the above. Yeah, it kind of combines to be like,
Yeah,
it's not the
like
same.
like Trinidad will always like be the winner for me. I mean, obviously, like it's a massive dampener that we have so much crime and all that, but in terms of like other cities and places, I lived in Montreal for like 8 months. Absolutely loved Montreal. I think that was my closest experience to like European vibes up until I actually moved to like the UK and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, other than that, like now I'm in the UK. I do love it. The rain sucks all the time, all the clouds and stuff. But the fact that I have family, I think makes a massive, massive difference and is a massive plus point for me. So
True.
other than that, I don't. Yeah. So favorite, let's go Montreal as favorite city, and favorite country. I will go with Trinidad. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
What about you? If you had to answer.
I still do really like Canada, but I guess when I visit now, it's not the same Toronto or the same Ontario that we've known.
Yeah.
So I can't see myself, like longing for it anymore. There was a phase where I was like, oh, I need to move back. But Barbados is an excellent, amazing place to visit, like even up for a month.
Yeah.
Awesome beaches.
If you have the
there,
funds.
Yes, it's expensive. But
yeah.
Amazing, like gorgeous beaches just off the main road, which is going around the entire island, and small island, so easy to like get around. A lot to offer, like you said, if you have the funds.
Yeah. People are really nice there as well.
They are, and because it's
Yeah.
a tourist island, like the service you get, it's top notch. Like they
Yeah.
go the extra
Yeah.
mile to try and make sure you're comfortable, make sure you're satisfied with whatever.
Yeah.
But it just never felt like home, so
Yeah.
it felt more like an extended stay where I kind of overstayed my welcome. So I guess favorite place is still Trinidad. City. I love Waterloo during university days for what it was, but that's mostly because we made it its own like Caribbean hub
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always had great times in Toronto whenever I've gone. Probably it's my favorite city where I've lived for an extended period. Like I was there for my masters but yeah, I'll give it to Toronto just because like, so much more to do at night and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The seasons you can go ice skating, snowboarding, whatever.
I love that we both went with Canadian cities, by the way, and home.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard amazing things about Montreal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great place. Great place. All right, cool. Next country is from Laurent. I haven't seen this name much actually in our Discord. So
Reminded me.
If you're new, welcome. If you're old, it's good to see you around. So his question is: say you are winning your match by 2 to 3 points entering Monday. You have an open roster spot and one defender remaining to play. Your opponent has already played their full roster. Do you bench your defender for a player that won't play to ensure the win?
So, we say in this situation that's what you should do. But 2 to 3 points is prone to losing for stat corrections, though. Like 5 points, fine, no question. I'll play a dud.
Yeah.
I would hate to play a dud and then I lose with stat corrections by like 0.25 or 0.5. But I've been in this situation and I've been overconfident to say, oh, I could just play my asset. He's not going to get me negative, and I've lost. And it's not just to you. I've lost. It's happened multiple times. So I've learned my lesson, and I will not do that again. I think 3 points, I'm fine. 2 points is a little too close to comfort for me, and I'll probably pick an asset that, like a Zabarni. He's almost never going to finish negative, but he's never going to score more than like 5-6 points. But that's all I want. I want 0 to 6.
Or Jan Paul van Heck, like you were
exactly.
mentioning last night to pick up and stuff like that.
Correct, yeah.
Do you ever stress about points 4 in your table? Because sometimes that decides the title.
Not this early in the season. Probably in game week 25 onwards, I'll start looking at it, trying to maximize my points. I know I've left tons of points on the bench already, but I'm not beating myself up over that. To me right now, wins are what's most important.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I think you nailed it on the head completely. Don't take the risk if it's like 1 to 2 whatever. But yeah, if it's more than, why take the risk? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Our next question then.
So the next question is from Sweetness McBossman. I've seen him being so much more involved in the Discord now, and it's great.
Yeah.
Great activity each time. So love to see that he's a regular in terms of asking questions. He said he's been burned this season before by dropping some players that in hindsight he should have held. We complained about this earlier in the pod. Do you have any general tips about when to drop someone or when you shouldn't? What type of things do you look at to help you decide?
Injuries.
Yeah,
I guess that's an obvious one. But I guess what has maybe changed in terms of the dynamic of the team as well. Like I think if things have, if you notice your asset has performed badly, maybe 1 or 2 game weeks, but nothing has actually changed about the team. Like, you know, for example, I go back to like the Milenkovic drop as well. It's a classic example, I think, for this question. If Murillo, Milenkovic, and Aina are all still starting, like Cell's still in net, I think you just chalk it up to, hey, people had a bad day at the office. They'll come back the next game week, the next 2 game weeks or whatever. But if there's a massive change, let's say Murillo got injured, Bowley got injured, and they're relying on the likes of Murato, some unknown asset. And, you know, ITAS is also a massive thing for me. I think you've got to take those things into consideration before you maybe potentially drop this asset or trade out this asset. Maybe if a run of like 5, 6, 7 bad performances, then that kind of flags, hey, maybe I should consider dropping this player or benching this player at least. Other than that, I don't know, managerial change as well.
Yep.
Sometimes, you know, some assets are highly favored. Buonanotte, I think, is a great example in this scenario, right? He was fantastic under Steve Cooper. Now he can't even get a sniff at a start.
You know, I dropped him. I outright just
No
dropped
way.
him. Yeah.
Yo, somebody spent 31 fab in waivers like a few weeks ago. Right?
That is brutal.
Yeah. I don't blame the drop though. Was it because you needed the win or something like that?
I needed a win. I needed a spot. But it was also, I was like, he's not starting. I'm fed up. Just get out my team.
Yeah.
I didn't even actually think I wait for lineups. I saw a streamer option from a previous, like earlier kickoff that I was like, okay, I want that player. And I don't think he's going to start.
Fair. I think the only time like maybe we've been burnt by this logic of wait maybe 4, 5, 6 games or whatever was Fatau.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do in that scenario though? Like, surely you just don't beat yourself up and just accept that, hey, people like Steve Cooper are terrible. Like,
yeah, I think I mean, you nailed the answer. I think the only other thing I'd add is fixtures. Like, there can be a fixture swing and it could get easier for your asset. In that sense, I'd probably hold and give him more time. Or, you know, if the fixtures look grim and he's not performing currently, like, for the next 8 fixtures is all bad, whatever. Get out my team.
yeah. Like, the thing is like, you know how we had to have that mental reset about City being a shit team now?
Yes.
I think we also have to pay respect to teams that you wouldn't associate with being great, like Bournemouth.
Right. Agreed.
Paying them more respect. Don't just look at like the name of the club.
And Forest, right?
Yeah, and United being trash as well. Like,
Yeah. Or like Brentford being horrible away from home.
yeah. So Ollie has a real a shtick with that. So I think if you actually look at their fixtures in terms of their away fixtures, their fixtures were actually tough.
Interesting.
So I don't know, maybe that's the thing as well, as like, sure, you don't just look at face value of like the form or whatever, but maybe consider the actual fixtures that they played. So if I went through their away fixtures for Brentford, away to Liverpool, away to City, away to Spurs, away to Man United, away to Fulham, away to Everton, away to Villa, away to Chelsea, away to Brighton.
Okay. So they have a ton of away easy fixtures coming up.
Yeah,
Good
that's
to know.
it, right? And their home fixtures were home to Palace, home to Southampton, home to West Ham, home to Wolves, home to Ipswich, home to Bournemouth, home to Leicester, home to Newcastle, home to Forest. So it might flip.
Yeah. Okay.
Something to take note of.
Good point.
Yeah. Cool. So our final question then is from DraftPie. Should have asked this at Christmas time, but sod it. I'll ask it now. If you were in charge of the Fantrax platform and had the power to make changes, what one gift would you give us users?
Better UI.
Goes without saying, yeah.
Yeah, the UI has way too high a learning curve to make it welcoming for new managers. That is definitely number one. I know they've made several improvements recently, but then they've also showed how far back they are in terms of what they're trying to do with this whole expected to play, dropping these symbols on the 75-minute lineup leaks now. They're clearly not on top of things. I would really have preferred to see a different color or a different mechanism being used for this expected to play stuff. But anyway, I'm hopping on the current. What would I have liked to see? What would I like to gift to users?
I know one that... Yeah,
the thing we've always talked about, like the sliding scale. Can we see the first 20 minutes of a game, how an asset is performing? The last 10 minutes, because I think a lot of teams are scrambling then and really just trying their best to, create chances. That I think is something they have the data, it's there. Build it in. I would like that. I don't know, and maybe a rule that if you don't make a trade every 5 to 10 game weeks, then you have to take some kind of penalty. Because we need more trades than just draft in general.
Yeah.
But I guess that's something a commish could enforce.
Yeah. I think one, and Robbie P has mentioned this quite a lot. It would be great if you had the live scoring update of all your leagues in one page.
Yes, that is true. That would be amazing.
Yeah. I wouldn't have to obsessively flick through all the leagues, checking each one at a time. Just let me see all the chaos all at once.
It looks like I have a problem because it's like a goal scores. I have to check each and every one of my leagues. And like people who I'm watching the game with don't understand that. So they're like, why are you always on your phone? I mean, I get I don't have to do it, but in tight matchups, you need to do it. Like it's a compulsion.
Yeah. And I mean, on the same note of seeing everything all at once, like maybe I don't know if there's a way to also tell like highlights about your roster of maybe starts, bench players all in one page as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of does help you identify which league you maybe need to address first. Because you miss a few seconds, you could miss a potential asset that you're really interested in grabbing as well. I know we talk about, hey, sometimes waiting, you're blessed with gems that are left behind. But, yeah, if you go into the wrong league, it can screw you as well.
And that's another really good point, because it happened to me at least twice so far for the season that we're now in 6-7 leagues. You can easily misclick because the UI is so bad that it goes off of whatever you have highlighted. And you may think you're in the roster or player listing, availability listing of a particular league. You realize, oh, this isn't the league I meant to be in, but you mix it up, right? And you think, oh, this asset's not free, so I'm just gonna move on. And he really was free in your league or something like that. Or you think you set your proper lineup and only to after kickoff find out, oh wait, what? I thought I changed this.
Yeah. I mean, you know how we pull like team sheets into our chats? It would be nice if they pull team sheets into their app, actually.
True.
Because after that Lamptey shambolic situation where you nearly dropped him or you did drop him and Robbie had to like reverse it, right? Yeah. I mean, in a way, they kind of helped you because Lamptey got subbed off in halftime or something. I think that game week, right?
Yeah, that was horrible. I probably should have went Van Hacke that game anyhow, but...
Yeah. Just kind of highlights how dependable Van Hecke is if you need a Brighton defender. But yeah, there are definitely things that they can do to improve the experience for new and existing users.
Agreed.
Yeah. Cool. Those are the questions, and that is the pod. We try to do a quick one in the books. Ryan, I will wish you a very safe journey, and I guess I won't hear from you on the pod until in the new year. So wishing you and our listeners a happy and prosperous new year. Do you have anything you want to say before you sign off?
No, I guess, have fun. That's it. I mean, same thing you said, right? Like, have a happy, wonderful, amazing new year. Hope your dreams come true.
Yeah. I was thinking we should maybe, because we say have fun so much on the pod at the end, we should try and do it in like a different language every episode.
Oh, sick. I'm down.
Yeah. All right. Nice. For next time then. All right. Yeah, same thing. Don't stress. If any of you need help, have questions, come join the Discord. It's free. Just DM me on X, Instagram, any of the socials. We'll get you in there. Other than that, keep a lookout. I'll try to do a waiver pod. I'll do my best. Might be an even shorter one than usual. But yeah, until next time, bro. I'll speak to you in the chats and all that jazz. So yeah. Peace.